What is up, digital warriors? My name is Alex, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up multilingual websites and then how we can automatically rank the different languages on Google and other search engines. So for this video, we are going to use two tools. The first is a platform called Weglot. Weglot is an AI-based translation platform that you can plug into any website and will automatically translate that website into the languages of your choice. All you need to do is hook it up. Once it's connected, you can tell it which languages to translate to without having to make any changes to those specific websites. We're also going to be using a platform called Ycode. Ycode is what we will be using for our page builder today. It is a platform just like Webflow, but Ycode uses everything with Tailwind CSS, so you don't need to worry about things like naming your different classes and setting up different components. It does all of that automatically for you. But for the tutorial, you could use any other platform, whether that's Webflow, Wix, Web Studio, anything else, or something that's natively built or manually built by you. So to get started, we are going to jump over to Weglot. Once you get to Weglot, create an account or log in if you already have an account. It's completely free for your first website. And once you're logged in, it will ask you to create a project. So for this project, I'm just going to call it creator.gg. And for website technology, we are just going to use other. Go ahead, click next. Now in the setup, it's going to ask for a couple of things. Our domain name, the languages we want to translate to, the URL type, and then if we want to set it up either with just JavaScript or via the DNS. We want to use the DNS setting because that is what will give us the ability to create additional websites on additional subdomains that are all set in their own language, and for those websites to be populated and updated automatically without you having to go back and edit them yourself. So for our domain name, we're going to use creator.gg, but for your case, just put whatever domain you're currently using. The original language of our website, for us, it's English. So for me, I'm only going to translate into one language since I just have a free tier account, but if you upgrade your account, you can add as many languages as you want. Spanish and Chinese tend to be the most spoken languages after English. To keep everything pretty consistent with the same alphabet, I'm just going to go with Spanish for this one. And then I'm going to select my URL type. And for this use case, as I was saying before, I want to use subdomains so that it automatically sets up additional websites in the languages that I've selected. Then we're going to click on next. We then need to map our CNAME. And our CNAME is essentially going to be that new website on a subdomain in the language that we've selected. So we've got here ES for the name. It's a CNAME type record, and then it has a value inside of it. So I'm going to copy this here. I use Cloudflare to manage my DNS. But the DNS provider settings are pretty much the same regardless if you use Cloudflare, Google Domains, GoDaddy, Namecheap, or whatever other platform out there. So I've just logged into Cloudflare. I'm going to select the domain that I want to create the translations on. I'm going to go to my DNS settings, create a new record. And for the record type, I'll choose CNAME, which is what the platform asked for. The name, which is ES, go and see that over on the config tab. So name ES, type CNAME, and then the value, which I'll chuck in here. Then once you're done, go ahead and save. Now keep in mind, DNS records can sometimes take up to 72 hours to go through, depending on the provider that you're with. Cloudflare tends to go through within about 10 minutes. So once you've added your DNS settings, you can jump back to Weglot and continue your setup. So while those settings are propagating, you can continue to the next step. You can see here that it's validating the DNS settings that we just added, and it's asking us to add some JavaScript code. So I'm going to go ahead here, copy my JavaScript code. Then I'm going to jump over to Ycode, which is the platform I'm using to build my website on. Log in, and once you're logged in, you can go and select the project you want to edit. Once you've got your project loaded up, go ahead into your project settings, custom code, and then at the end of your header code section, paste in the new JavaScript code Weglot just gave us. I like to also add in comments what the code does, just in case I want to go back at a later date and remove, add, or change any of my header code. So I'm just going to add here in comments Weglot translation code. Once you've got that on there, go ahead and save changes. And then finally, you can publish your update. Now heading back to Weglot, we're just going to wait for the confirmation to go through. And again, that's waiting for the DNS changes to update. Once that's gone through, we can then hit finish and our website will be registered with Weglot. There we go. We can see it's just been updated. So I'm going to hit the finish tab. I'm going to select some basic information about my website. So which industry is it in? In this case, I'll just select business services. Type of website. So this website will be a blog. And then my role in the project, I'll just put agency. And that is pretty much it. All you need to do to get your website up and running in the translated language. If I want to now go and check my translation to see if it's working, open that up in a new tab. So remember the domain name that we set was es.creator.gg. Enter, give it a little sec to load. You'll see it's now loading my entire page that I had created in English, now in Spanish. And this works for the entire project. Any page that you've put on here that gets picked up by someone visiting it will automatically be translated by Weglot. You can also see that it's added a little toggle at the bottom right with your language. From here, you can easily switch between the two languages that you've got. You can customize this toggle either by adding some additional code onto your website or by simply changing the language switcher options inside of your Weglot settings. All of this can be done without having to add or edit any code if you want to. And that's pretty much it. A complete website translated in minutes without touching a line of code on the platform of your choice. If you did want to use this Weglot template or any of the things you've seen in this video, as well as hundreds of different unique UI kits, components, or a whole style guide that is pre-built to grow and scale with your business, you can head over to creator.gg. The link will be in the description down below, and you can start using our components completely for free on your own Y-Code project, kickstart your website journey. That's pretty much it for the video. Thank you very much for your time. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like to see in a future video. I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the next one.